I'm Oscar424, and welcome to my Flame Fatale submission of the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise race with Dijon Ketchup. This is the randomizer, one of the randomizers for Final Fantasy IV, and we are doing a variant of the Supermarket Sweep Flags. We're kind of doing SMS, the Fatales edition. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we're running, but this particular type of flag set has a lot coming at you really fast, so might as well get that all talked about and started before we kind of hit the gas pedal and go. So we are starting with Rydia. Our objectives are, it's always going to be required complete Cape Magnus, and we'll talk about why that is when we get there. We have to go to a very specific boss spot, the Odin spot on the Earth. We have to go to the Vanilla Ribbon Room, which is on the Moon, and then we have to trade away a pigtail that'll give us a really nice piece of armor. Without further ado, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, boop, and start going. So, like I said, we start with Rydia. We're going to find out who our second character is. And it is going to be a Dark Knight Cecil. Alright, so we're going to click that. We have Leviathan giving the Luca key. Now, the Luca key is going to update, or is going to unlock what's called the Sealed Cave in the Underground. That is shown on the tracker, like, below, with that key and the L by it. We don't know if it's required yet, but we'll keep that in the back of our brain pocket. But, the Flame Fatales edition of Supermarket Sweep is, well, yes, you try to beat a randomizer really quickly. But when you just take the brakes off of a randomizer and give yourself access to all these strongest weapons, items, equipment, what have you, right from the get-go, how fast can you go? So this first part is we're going to be doing a little bit of shopping. Everything is free, so you'll see me pretty much buying 99 pieces of like everything. And there are specific things I'm looking for, not the staff, not the spear. But I picked up some ninja hats. Those are going to help with the speed of my characters later on. Let's see. Whistles for memes. Coffins are really nice against enemies that don't have the boss bit, because that just instantly kills them. Let's see. Guy drums come from exits. Too many exits. Slip bolts. So we're just going to, like I said, we're literally buying a little bit of everything. Because we can. That's a pretty good starter pack of items. A little bit of armor. Our Dark Knight Cecil can't use it yet. He has to become a paladin, and he does that by going to an area called Mount Ordeals. We'll worry about that in a little bit. Right now, we are actually getting a free key item, and the key items are essentially progression items. Those are the ones that are tracked in the tracker below. And our free key item, is a piece of the strongest armor in the game. Admin armor. Okay, so that's an awesome thing, particularly for Rydia right now. I'm not gonna waste it by putting it on Dark Knight Cecil, but yeah, the pigtail, once we turn that in, as I land on some mountains, that's also gonna give us some admin armor when we get there. But right now, the first couple minutes are pretty much searching shops for specific things. Not really much of that, but we are looking for adamant armor, power shirts, Zeus gauntlets, none of those. For weapons, things like the White Spear, Gungnir Spear, or Durin Spear, Crystal Swords, Excals or Excaliburs, Ninja Swords, Masamunes, pretty much all the good stuff. So if we get the characters that can use that, then awesome sauce, we're set. Right now we're going into a watery pass, so we're going to pick up a free character. That is going to be Tella. Tella is a very interesting character. He's not great until you finish Ordeals. Him and Cecil, you need to complete Ordeals to fully unlock them. But Tella makes a great anchor. Can do some very interesting things on his own, especially if you have some Soma drops to give him. Give him a little bit more MP. Let's see here. Stardust! That's a nice one. That is the strongest black mage weapon in the game. So that Tella, that Rydia, they're set. There's another Dark Knight Cecil in that bed. And you can only pick that up if you have the key item called the Sand Ruby, which is actually that that unlit item. Ooh, nice. Just below the Luca key. That is a key item that unlocks that character spot, so you can pick up that character. Alright, we'll take that tiara. Still no adamant armor. A little annoying, but what are you gonna do? We have some J items, which is nice. This party is not really the most conducive to going super fast at first, but that's okay, because free characters are on. And we are going to pick up, hopefully, 2 new ones right now, after we go shopping. Because, yeah, you do shopping up into a point. There we go. That's actually a good amount of shopping that we don't have to do anymore. I would like to see elixirs, and there's one other thing that we are looking for called the pass. And I will take that strength ring. I'll talk about the pass a little bit later on as to like what that is. We'll take that, we'll take that, we'll take too many ninja darts. Because I ended up buying 1 stack too many. Can never have too many ninja darts. Be nice if I had an edge though. An edge or an eddy. or another Dark Knight Cecil. Alright. So, we've hit our max party of 5, but we can swap out characters, which is nice. We still don't have much for damage, aside from J items. J items, like the lit bolts and all that. I would like to see a little more power, but I also really want to go to Mount Ordeals to unlock that Cecil. So we'll see what's in this village that I always forget about. Like, if I don't go to Silvera early, I don't go to Silvera at all. I just completely forget about it. Okay, the heroine robe is very interesting for our Rosa and our Rydia. Okay. We have damage dealers now. Not the greatest, but hey. I always pick up carrots because I'm a connoisseur of a good meme. Okay. We're gonna make one more stop. One little shopping junket. My dogs will periodically stop in. They're like, "Mommy, what are you doing? Are you playing that game again?" We're gonna stop here, check some items, and then we are gonna start killing bosses. See if we can get lucky in Agart. Hey, we did! Okay, so, ooh, nice. Life stabs too, alright. Adamant armor. This is what makes things very funny in this flag set. You get so many resistances, so much speed, a little bit of everything. Alright. And yeah, you become really difficult to kill. Now, with these levels, I can still die. Let's real talk this. If there's certain brood bosses in certain locations, this might get a little sketchy, but that's okay. We are going to start doing some... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Some menuing. Alright, so Tella is getting an adamant. He's getting a stardust rod. He's going to be a very, very, very speedy boy. I think actually a lot of our characters are going to be very speedy people. I don't have another bow, which is fine. I'll give... Now, what I love about the Stardust Rod, and why it's just so nice to have, is it also can do damage on its own, which is fantastic. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm not too worried about turn order right now. I have 3 characters with adamant armor. I'm fine. Until things are not fine. And it's like, oh, oops. Alright, let's see who this character is. This is Sid. You know what? I'm not gonna take Sid right now. I'm gonna be relying very heavily on the Stardust items or the Stardust rods that Rydia and Tella have. I'm gonna do hopefully some damage with the Artie arrows. Scratch all of that. I'm going to be throwing a lot of my lit bolts at Odin. Odin does not like lightning. So we'll put you right there. And this is the power of having these J items. Now, they're not going to be that strong per se on some of these characters because, well, these are a bit HP based, so Rydia is not going to do much. I think I would probably swap her over to using the Stardust ability. Or I'm just going to kill Odin outright. That's fine too. That's fine too. Now the next spot is the back attack ordeals spot. Mind you, we are at ordeals right now, mountain ordeals. This is where we can find some rude bosses. I'm not terribly worried, especially because that's the freest fight in the game. Okay. I'm going to show you why this is a free fight. Now, free bosses, the free boss flag has to be on. But, yeah. Funny thing about King Queen Evelyn, they just kind of, they have like the lowest magic attack in the game, and they'll go back and forth between using Fire 1 and Fire 2. The Queen uses Fire 1, King uses Fire 2, and eventually plotline will kick in, they'll change color. I was hoping they were going to change color, it'd be like perfect for my explanation, but yeah, they change color. There we go! They changed color. And they regained consciousness. Or they became conscious. They are King Queen Evelyn. Plotline spoilers are Edge's parents. And in the actual game proper, they realize the error in their ways, and they just kind of disappear. Eventually. She kind of lingers a little bit. And just like that, the fight's over. I could have probably done that faster, but it is kind of funny to watch what a free boss fight does. And it's, yeah, that is definitely a boss you like seeing not in a free spot, or not in an early game spot. Unfortunately, it was kind of an early game spot, so that's alright. And now, we get to see what our key item drop is. That is the darkness crystal. That's interesting. It's actually required for our ribbon room, so we do have access to that. As an early darkness crystal. With the Magus sisters, okay. And this one I'm not terribly worried about. This is going to be another, actually no, we'll use Gaia Drum. And then we're just going to use Stardust. You can use some weapons as, well, Gaia Drum said otherwise. You can use some weapons as an item too. And the Stardust Rod has the, essentially the, like, Comet ability. Or the Stardust ability. So it can kind of do its own thing. But with ordeals, our Dark Knight Cecils have become Paladin Cecils, and our Tellas have gone from like knowing no spells whatsoever to pretty much almost every spell in the game. It's nice. The downside to Tella is he only has a 90 MP, so ironically Tella learning Meteo doesn't really matter entirely because he doesn't normally have enough MP to cast it. It's like a plotline thing. And the fun thing about Free Enterprise and a lot of randomizers is the plot just kind of goes out the window. That's okay. But yeah, so we finished our deals. We do have access to our Pally, our Paladin Cecil. And I'm going to do a little bit more shopping as we go to our next location, which is going to be Fabul. Now, what I'm looking for right now is Underworld access. you can get underground by either the hook or the magma key. The magma key is a straight shot. You don't have to fight anything. It's very easy. The hook route can be a little rude sometimes. Actually, I'm going to save my game. You have 2 boss fights, which can be surprisingly difficult, so you have to be very careful around them. And you just try to not die. Let's... oh, hi. Alright. So, Artie Bow. Nice. That is definitely a Warrior Rosa, and that is a Leviathan Rydia that I don't see us using Leviathan Rydia anytime soon. Let me give that, and we'll give that. Those are just nice to have. We'll do some inventory management. Alright, let's see here. Okay, we're good. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. So, yeah, the magma key and the hook are the 2 items I need. So I'm looking at the different key item locations, as we call them. In this particular flag set, there is the Kmain flag, and okay, that's water hag. Had a minor heart attack there. There's Kmain, and we have K summon. Now, backtrack a bit. A flag is just some type of manipulation you can do to the seed to create the flag, or to create a flag set, and that's kind of those are like the rules that the seed adheres to. So with key items, Kmain is always going to be on, so all of the plot point locations will have key items. There's also K summon, which there are specific summoned monster fights that now can also have key items. If K summon isn't on, they'll just have usually really nice treasure. Ironically, that Odin spot boss in the tracker actually just below, that's a K summon location. So that's a required spot that requires the Baron key to get to. But it also can have a key item of its own. Let's see here. What do we get? We get the pan. The pan is perfect once we go underground. And that's also by whacking a character, a playable character, in the head while they're sleeping. Whacking Yang with the pan, hitting Yang with the pan. That will, with K summon, will potentially give another key item. Then there's also the Fey March, which has the King and Queen spots of the Fey March. They will also potentially give key items. And then there is the Cave Bahamut. We jokingly call it Cave Value. And that will give us, hopefully, another key item. Now, you'll notice well, like a randomizer, things are randomized. So bosses aren't necessarily where they're going to be normally, words. So this would normally be Antline, which would be 2 like claws sticking out of the ground. But instead, we actually have to fight karate. This is another interesting plot fight. That if you have a Paladin Cecil with the free bosses flag on, you can beat karate a certain way. And I'm going to show you what that is as soon as he decides to attack. It requires karate to attack and then do the kick twice. And as soon as he does that, if you have the Paladin Cecil, if the Paladin Cecil hits karate, he'll say ouch, and he will just disappear and you win the fight. So he says ouch and he goes away. Again, that's another one where I could have beaten it a lot faster, but it's just kind of cool to show that off. And that is a required pigtail. Alright. So I'm getting all these adjacent key items, but not the ones I'm looking for. That being said, we are running out of locations that our key items can be on the moon, or on Earth. So that's going to be one of 2 situations. we are either going to have our underground access on the moon at Cave Bahamut, or in this next check that I'm about to do, Baron Inn, which is 2 boss fights. There is, actually let me check this really quickly for our pass. There's some elixirs. Perfect. Alright. Got some elixirs, so I don't need to buy any more healing items. Let's see here. There's our boy. Edge. That character. He is the, arguably like the best character in this flag set. Very strong, very fast, can throw everything including the kitchen sink at enemies. And you get an edge, you are very happy. Ooh, that's a sparkle. That's a lunar boss right there. That is, oh, I hate Plague. I hate Plague so much! This is very much a gimmick fight. Also, the spot has 4,000 HP, so it's not terribly bad. But I just don't like this boy at all. Plague is mean to me, so I don't give it any niceties ever. Alright, so those elements, those play. Now hopefully this is... Ah! A chain! Okay. Okay. So, that is not... that still could be underground access. We do have to take a little bit of a detour. We are going to say goodbye to Rydia. I don't have anything for our Cecils yet, which is really awkward. But that's okay. I'll see if there's some place I can check. Or I can just go back into Baron. That's fine too. What the Earth Crystal is it opens up 2 characters, it opens up another key item check, and it opens up what's called the Treasury. Now, the Treasury you don't really check in this. Actually, let me give Edge the goody goods. Let's see, yeah, we're just gonna give him 2 ninja swords. And then the Strength Ring. Now, I think the strongest weapon I have to throw right now is that white spear. Yep. Okay. That there. Okay. That works. I'm gonna do a quick check of this weapon shop again, just to see if I can find something for our Cecils. Or not. So pretty much Edge is going to be doing a lot of work here. And that's totally fine. Edge can, in most cases, carry the vast majority of the overworld, as we call it. Which is fine, because again, as soon as we get access to the underground, we get access to more shops. There's actually a shop on the moon itself, so we can check that out for sure. But right now we're going to stick to the overworld and see what the Earth Crystal, aka the Tower of Zot, is going to provide us. And then kind of go from there, if you will. Like every randomizer, it's whatever the seed presents you with like items, progression, whatnot. You just kind of run with it. In terms of like being worried about my party, I'm really not anymore, to be honest. They've got adamant armor, they're strong in the defenses. Dark Knight Cecil is kind of a funny fight. It's another technically free boss. What's going to happen is he is going to attack 3 times with his wave. That's a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. Which is fine. So we just heal up a little bit. Now, this spot's like I think like 9,000 HP, so it's not bad. But again, I want to show you like what the free bosses do and their little kind of cute nuances. But after this next dark wave that he casts out, he's going to talk about justice is not the only answer. Someday you will see. You start to learn what they say a lot. It's just one of those things. But yeah, like I said, justice is not the only... Oh, sorry. Justice is not the only right in this world. But someday you will see. And then he disappears. Poof. So yeah, that is the Dark Knight Cecil fight. And then we get to find 2 more characters. Let's see what characters we want. I would love to get more edges. I do want to replace my Tella. I'm sorry, Tella. I'm also not replacing Tella with Porum. I'm good. I already have a white mage literally on the screen in the form of Rosa. But that's okay. We'll see who the second character is. Fingers crossed. Or it's another Porum. Should say the Toroma and the Forum. You can name characters like silly names. You can also name them whatever you want. Also, I owe you one safe play. Yeah, you can name them whatever you want. You can actually do donation incentives for naming. A lot of people will will write out full sentences. They'll write out names of friends, video game characters, movie characters, any obscure reference they want. They'll do it. Oh, Baigen! Sweet. Alright. So Baigen is on the list of, scarier bosses? But not really. Not with this party. He'll cast Wall, which is no big deal, because I'm gonna throw another white spear right at him. And he's gonna disappear, which is awesome. Baigen is a very physical fighter. So if you end up fighting Baigen in a very physical spot, like the Wyvern Altar, the King Queen spot, excuse me, those are terrifying fights. Plain and simple. A spot like that with adamant armor, I'm really not worried. But hopefully we have found our progression underground. Hey, it's the Magma Key! Alright. So, unfortunately, we don't get to go the Rude Hook route. So you don't get to see that fun. Instead, we get to blow up a mountain. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Oh, where are you? I will say when playing this randomizer, these cutscenes are so terrifyingly long, especially the closer you get to the end, because you can't really expedite these. It's like, ah! You just gotta sit there and wait. But anywho, so with the Magma Key, we do have our underground access, and then we're gonna open up more shops. We're gonna actually get access to instantaneously 4 key item checks. And I'm actually going to take care of 3 of them first. And they all revolve around, actually, that pan. Just because. So we're going to go to what's called the Sylph Cave. And check a, essentially a case summon check. Which is hitting Yang or Karate in the head with this pan. After that, what we're going to do is head back to Fabul and talk to Yang's wife, Sheila. Sheila has 2 checks, or 2 possible key items on her own. The first key item is just talking to Yang while he's in this cave, in this house, without the pan. That's called Sheila 1. Sheila 2 is activated when you make the coolest sound of the game, and then you turn in the pan. So this will be a key item check right here, and that is not a key item, but that is a really nice sword from my ninja. So yeah, that is the Sylph Cave check. And immediately I'm going to hightail it back to Fabul to show you Sheila 1 and Sheila 2. And then we're going to go right back underground. Sometimes people will just stay underground for as soon as they get there for as long as possible. I'm just going to show you all the checks that are kind of connected to each other and go from there. And then we'll click pan because I'm turning that in right now. We're not going to go into the throne room. We're actually going to this left tower right here. And go up to the very top to a singular woman. This is Sheila. That is Yang's wife. And this is the Sheila 1 check that, oh, he's underground. And that's a required key item. Sheila 2 gives a protect ring, but that's okay. So that Baron key, or the key with the B on it, that gives us access to the Odin spot boss. I'm not going to go there right now because, again, my Cecils have nothing for weaponry. There's a big difference between a staff holding? A Cecil with a stick versus a Cecil with a sword. There is a very big difference between the two. So we are going to instead go and do get that 4th key item check. With the free key item check, I should say, in the Fey March. Now, there's also 2 bosses in here that, there are 2 boss locations that also can get key items, the King and Queen spots. Now, in the free enterprise community, there's like, either you take on Fey March or you fade Fey March. Fade just means you don't do that check. I like to see what bosses are there, because those are 2 surprisingly challenging spots if you're not careful. But first, let's get the free key item, which is going to be that is required, and that is the Twin Harp. Probably the second, in my opinion, first, but the second biggest draw for free enterprise viewers. Now, there are, like, in the regular vanilla game, Edward plays a random song, and he plays his song, it's okay, blah, blah, ooh, light source, nice. It's okay, but we don't want to hear it ad nauseum. So what we've done is a bunch of people have put together some fantastic harp songs. And what the free enterprise community loves doing for marathons, those are actually free fights. Those are legitimately free fights. I'm going to go heal, I'm going to go save, and I'm going to take them. So we are going to fight the Fate March fights. And I'm going to talk about, oops. Talk about the fights when we get there, or the harp music. Alright, I was like, what did I do? Oh. Get my lightsaber, get this lightsaber. Put you right here. Alright. I believe that... that's probably a bad idea. But having Teller in the middle might help a little bit for the silliness I'm about to embark in. This is not elements, this is dark imps. They're going to be extremely physical fighters, but I've got a thing called adamant armor. And these particular enemies do not have what's called the boss bit. So remember those coffins from earlier? You can just outright... I do need that. I do need that Cecil to get levels, so we're gonna revive him right quick. And then take out this last one. No! Ah! The dark imps hurt me! Well, one of our Cecils is getting some levels, which is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Oh, what is this? It's a crystal ring! Not what we were hoping for. But that's okay. Alright, now for effectively free fight number 2. Now this is either going to have 2 enemies or it's going to have 4 enemies. And just like the imps that don't have the boss bit, these don't either. They don't. So you can just kill them. So these are the Baron guards. They're actually magic users. They look like magic users, don't they? But they are. They're a blend of magic and physical, so they can be a little annoying. And Fade March was the correct choice today. That's okay, because I got some levels. Alright, let's see here. So those 2 came up as duds, which is fine. We are going to go and show you another meme, kind of running joke in the community, which is the Job Dwarf, and I'm going to look for the pass as well. The Job Dwarf says, like, I'm a blacksmith or something, or I'm a farmer in the original game. We've changed that, so this time is a highway patrol pilot. And it just, there's no way you can manipulate that, unfortunately, but it's always cute to see what the Job Dwarf is, this particular seed. Nope. No pass, not yet. That's a little unfortunate, but we'll run with it. Let's see if I can spike. Nope. Alright. Still looking for an X-Cal. X-Cal would be the strongest dart that Edge can throw. The Crystal Sword would be, well, the strongest weapon for Cecil. And you will see that Cecil go from burr to burr. Terrifying amounts of burr. Fun amounts of burr, but terrifying amounts of burr. Okay. So now we're gonna head to Dwarf Castle. We're gonna check out... There we go. This is what I like to see. I love this for us. Okay. So this is called cleaning out my inventory. My very, very overfilled inventory. That. I actually, I'm gonna hold on to those. I don't need... Okay, yeah. That's fine. Now, X-Cals are really nice. They're really nice. It's the second best sword for Cecil. If I can find the pass, I'm... Moonveils I like, but... Avengers would be nice to have too, but... Oh! We are fighting Antlion. The only boss that you don't see hop up is Antlion. So those 2 claws I mentioned earlier, they're gonna be peeking out of the ground like... Rawr. Sorry. Rawr. The X-Cal's nice. It's not the Crystal Sword, so you lose maybe 1,000 points of damage or so per hit. Which, oh noes. Whatever am I gonna do? So what's funny about Antlion is every single physical attack, it counters, which is cute. Actually, no. What I need to do is swap out the white spear and do this. But yeah, with the counter and adamant armor, you saw how, oh my goodness, the amount of damage it did. So yeah, when I say take the brakes off a seed, yeah, you really get to see just how fast you can get through fights. Ooh, it's another sparkle. Nice. And then our free character, or our character for this fight is going to be another Rosa. I don't need another Rosa. That is actually, that's the Aerith palette. Ah! Ooh! 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 Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Wyvern, you see Wyvern and you instinctively panic. Because I forgot that whyburn is not on. Or it wasn't vanilla Wyvern. In vanilla, it's vanilla mechanic. It just starts off with Mega Nuke. But I'm just gonna just destroy everybody. Problem solved. This is turned off, so it skips the Mega Nuke and just goes into a wall and then starts casting Nuke. But anytime you see Wyvern, you have that immediate. That's why I was like, where's my Star Veils? I need my Star Veil right now, please. Okay. So that's our hook. We are actually in go mode right now. It doesn't look like it, but we are. Wait, do I do have the Twin Harp. Also, if you don't know what key items you have, you can just kind of check that menu. But, unfortunately I don't have the pass yet, which is really annoying. So, that's okay. I'm gonna just go to the... I'm gonna save the ribbon room for my last spot, and then go from there. And just go fight Z. Oh my boy. That is a vanilla Edward. I don't have a spoon though, which is depressing. Edward is... A lot of people debate his usefulness. He is my favorite character in the game. I love him to death. He has some extremely niche strategies that, like, it's just, they're very intense and very terrifying. But I love that noodle. He is best boy. And I have like multiple emotes of him. But alright. First objective. Turn in the pink tail. Cool. Now we are going to go to the Odin spot boss. But first we do have to take care of a different boss in front of it. So that won't take long though. Let's see here. We're gonna head to... I don't know why I took that with me. So we're just gonna drop it right there. Because we can. Alright, I'm going to heal up my party. Now you'll notice, very obviously, I have not revived... I'm gonna check this weapon shop, why not? I have not revived Tella. I'm gonna be using Tella as my anchor. And the anchor is just somebody that you can manipulate the agility of bosses around. The best definition of what agility or relative agility is effectively witchcraft. It is a long, convoluted, not convoluted, but just a complex like series of just numbers and what position you're sitting in, that it gets a little intimidating, but we just call it witchcraft. It's just one of those things. It's like, it's witchcraft, you're fine. Just don't ask questions, trust me. Actually, Tella, I'm gonna ask you to take the adamant off. Now, taking an adamant armor, let me backpedal by saying Final Fantasy IV is a very finely crafted video game. It doesn't expect you to ever take adamant armor off of your characters. On account of... it's just so strong. So, when you do inadvertently take it off your character, it, instead of buffing you in like every stat category, it just like makes you weak to everything. It's kind of a punishment of, why did you take this off? Because I wanted to. But by doing that, I've also slowed down my Tella. My Tella's agility stats lower, so he's slower. And now the rest of my party is at what's called RA1. I'm gonna drop this to 4 because I don't. This particular spot can get a little spicy, especially with a Lunar Sparkle. Okay. This I'm not too worried about, per se. We're just gonna try to power through this. Yeah, we should be fine. Yeah. Rosa has arty arrows and arty bows, which are extreme racial advantages against dragons, which the D-Lunars are. The D-Lunars are also weak to Holy, so Excalibur, it's weak to. Not as weak to the arty combo, but still pretty weak to it. And I will use that to my advantage. So with that, that is actually spot number 2 done. And that actually gave a key item. I don't need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I can talk about something with that key item. So, but yeah, so second objective is done. Now, what's interesting about that, getting that key item, that now puts me at 10 out of 17 of the key items collected. What Free Enterprise has built in is essentially a, now you get to go fast and get stronger faster. You do that because at 10 key items, you get double XP for everything you kill. What makes that even more awesome for the vanilla ribbon room is actually the enemies that we just fought, the D-Lunars, that's their vanilla location. Can I use exit here? Nope. Alright, that's fine. Because I didn't take out a boss, I have to literally take the long way home. But that vanilla spot, or that ribbon room spot, gives, I think, like 100,000 XP just by itself. So you double it, and now you're getting 200,000. So it's a way to ramp up your characters really quickly for the end game. Because usually around 10 key items, you're staring down end game. Pretty soon, at least. Anywho, with this boss done, we are actually going to head to Troya, and then we are going to go to Kmain, and I can talk about the harp check and why it's super, super special. Kind of alluded to it. I talked about it a little bit before, where we can create harp songs of video games, other things, kind of whatever we want, as long as it's not like a copyright issue. Excuse me. But what we like doing for marathons is we can open up a donation kind of contest, or a bid war, I should say, because words are hard on Monday afternoon. I don't even know what time of day it is. But we can do something, say, the harp song will be something from Mario, or versus something from Zelda, or something from Sonic, something from Celeste. We actually did we did a trans rights marathon not too long ago, and we debuted, I think it's Breathe, a song from Celeste, and then we debuted Battlin' as a Z-Sprite, which Scala Kitty, who does all of our graphics and Z-sprites she had made, and it was a really cool Z-sprite. But so yeah, we can make pretty much most things. Okay, yeah. So at this point, it'll play a cutscene, and the commentators would usually stay quiet, and we'd listen to the harp check, or the harp song, once Eddie gets the harp and starts playing. And it'll play throughout the entire duration of the boss fight. People really hope to see, like, Gauntlet right here, because then it makes it longer, but we'll see. We'll see what the harp song is today, too. Awesome. And if you don't know the harp song, and what we usually do for like marathons or whatnot, there might be a gentlewoman's agreement or gentle person's agreement where when we do the harp check, we'll take a look at the name of the song, which is Din's Dance from Legend of Zelda Oracle Seasons, and then we will do 2 laps around the harp room to kind of, just in case it's a really quick boss fight, you get to hear it for a little bit longer. It's just something we do. Or they'll do like the 2 laps after the boss fight. Just because. But yeah, D-Mist is a pretty easy fight in this spot, so we'll get through that really quickly. We'll get our complete Cave Magnus as soon as we touch the crystal, or the key item spot here, and then we're gonna go to the moon and finish things up. And that is our rat tail. The rat tail, in of itself, is a key item check. And we don't need to check it, because we have everything we need. At this point, we have one more place to check. Since I'm not going to be using it, I might as well talk about it right now. One thing I was looking for in item shops is something called the pass. And the pass is a key item that will let you go into essentially this town right here, go into the pub, open up a secret door, the pass door, and go straight to Zeromus, the final boss. And completely bypass having to go to the moon. Because the lunar subterranean, the LST, is a pretty long walk. So the pass can save a whole bunch of time, especially from a racing standpoint. It doesn't, even though it's listed on the chart as I look, even though it's technically below me, I'm looking at my OBS right there. It is between the upper left corner, the crystal, and then the hook. It literally says pass on it. It's in the key item, like configure chart, checker, tracker, words. But it's not a key item. It's an important item, if you will. But instead, since the last check I have to make is the ribbon room, and the ribbon room is actually really close to where Zeromus is, we're not going to check it. We're just going to go straight up to the moon by touching this crystal and go bang zoom up the moon. Alright, excuse me. I do want to make one stop at the item shop here. I don't have Bacchus, which is a little... It's not mandatory, but it makes things just cleaner in the Z fight. Plus you get to see the naming ways. That one always has there. Oh, bless. It's always that particular naming way that has the shop. The rest just kind of make cool sounding noises at you. Alright. So with this, we're going to park the lunar whale one more time, exit, and get a character? This might be our anchor. Maybe. Maybe. I love Kmain, but that is not going to be our anchor. I'm good. So we're just gonna leave the Lunar Betrayal right where he is. And now we walk to our final check, which is the D-Lunar spot. And this is, the Lunar Subterranean is endgame in vanilla. So effectively the hardest boss spots are here. Going that path right there to the left, that takes you to the Pale Dim Altar. You call him, you can call him by either the weapon you get from beating that boss, or just the boss spot itself. So it'd be the Pale Dim Altar, or the Murasame Altar. The one we're going to is the D-Lunar Altar, but it's also known as the Ribbon Room. It's also the only boss spot on the moon that has 2 chests. All the others just have 1. And if you have the Kmoon flag turned on, those can be potential key item locations too. We don't have Kmoon. It would artificially make the seed a lot longer. So we're using Kmain and K-Summon. Helps if I go the correct direction. That helps. Go figure. But yeah, at this point, we know what our boss, or our party is going to be for fighting Zromus, the final boss. It's going to be very much a Zerk party. So my 2 Cecils are going to be berserked. Edge is going to be throwing a lot of Excals, and Rose is going to be doing a lot of the heal work. I didn't realize, I forgot Tella would be rezzed. Oops. Okay. Let's bring the battle speed back up to 2. Let's see what that does for us. Oh, okay. So this is effectively another gimmick fight. We would call this a free fight. As long as you have Star Veils and they stay up. Bahamut is a summon that shockingly is in cave value. Bahamut Cave. But Bahamut will count down, and once the timer runs out to 0, Bahamut opens its wings, goes rar, and casts Mega Nuke. Tella is going to die. I did not veil Tella. But that's because, yeah, I kind of don't want him to survive this. So Shakes opens up and goes rar. Tella gets hit with full force, and those Star Veils bounce that damage right back to Bahamut. And it's just rinse, lather, repeat. Interesting factoid. The cycle repeats, I should say. So, Bahamut looks like a dragon. Bahamut is not a dragon. At all. Bahamut is the king of summon monsters. Not a dragon. I don't know. Alright. So with that, we do have our crystal. We have completed our last objective. I had my cable tangled around my leg, so I didn't quit that right away. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up for Zromus, and we are going to... Actually, this is kind of the comp we are going to go with. I'm going to put my silk webs up here. The crystal is going to come up here, just making things a little bit easier for us. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a very easy, straightforward, knock on wood. I say easy, knock on wood, fight because Zromus has a way of just somehow being a cheeky butt. I did put Bacchus up there, right? I did not. Hey. I just bought those. There we go. Yeah. Zromus has a very weird way of just, like, finding a way to sneak out a high roll on you and wipe your party. Even when he has no business wiping out your party. It's just always one of those things that, yes, you can put the controller down, or you think you're in the clear, but you still have to pay a little bit of attention just in case. With this party, though, we're going to be putting out a lot of damage really quickly. The adamant armor is going to do a really good job protecting us. I'm not terribly worried. Now, this is another bid war that we can do. Like the harp, just always fighting vanilla Z is boring. And we can't move Z, Zeromus, anywhere else except right where it is. So instead, what we do is we actually just straight up change the sprite. And we have over, oh geez, over 500 different sprites that Zeromus can turn into. And it's completely randomized. Unless, well, we can't, I should say we can force it. And that's where bid wars come in. You can do, hey, let's do like a Magic the Gathering one or something. And just kind of pick, like we've done, we did one for Skybills. It was Black Lotus, which was literally a picture of the Black Lotus from Magic the Gathering. They recolored one of the sprites, Zero Ward, for my birthday one time, which I started sobbing like a baby. This particular seed has... oh no! So, get your facts. I need to use a silk web so I can... get that silk web going so I can nerf this first Big Bang. I'm not worried about Tella dying to the nuke. But what I'm about to do is, let's see, we'll do Bacchus on Cecil. So I lose control of him, which is fine. We're going to Bacchus the second Cecil as well. Edge is going to keep darting Excals. And Rosa is going to Cure 4. Actually, I'm going to put on the first order of business. I'm going to take this stuff off her. Oops. So she can do a little bit more assistance. I thought I had life stabs. Oh well. That's fine. As weird as it sounds, taking the arty off of her, she'll do a little bit more damage, or a little bit more healing with Cure 4. It's just one of those things. And we're going to keep going until we see... Ooh, that shake. That was a little bit faster than anticipated. Okay, that's fine. So we need another Silk Web. This should nerf. Get that elixir prepped. Who are you hitting? Oh my! So like I said about Zeromus, Zeromus can be a butt if you are not careful. That is an adamant armor protected Cecil. And almost died to that nuke. But you notice Agamus did not attack? That was a phase change. So I phase changed again. Which is fine. But it went into phase 2 at that point. We're going to try nerfing again, which that should be a successful nerf. I don't think she'll survive this. Nope, that's fine. Like I said, that should be nerfed, or we're going to go into Meteo phase, which is the final phase. We'll find out shortly. Nope, we are going into another Big Bang, which is fine. Like I said, this should be nerfed, so it shouldn't be doing too much damage. Nope, that was an unnerfed Big Bang. Alright, so, oh, that doesn't matter. so that was, again, Z getting a little cheeky at the end there. I thought I had that nerfed, and I did not. But we actually skipped the final phase. I can talk about that briefly. When Zeromus in this style of fighting has 12,000 HP or less out of like 100 some, 100 and change, it'll go into phase 3, which is Meteor, and it'll stop casting Big Bang, stop casting all the other abilities that you didn't see Z do, and just start spamming Meteor. At that point, yeah, you got 12,000. You have 12,000 to go, but we just completely outright skipped that particular phase. But even with the best armor in the game, even one little slip up could be potentially deadly in this flag set. But we pulled through, which is pretty awesome. I'm trying to think what else I can talk about. There's a lot that goes on in this flag set. We have a great community that puts on community races all the time. Like, we just finished a tournament, the Adamant Cup, and we're moving into club season. I personally am actually a club captain for what I've called the Pink Puff League, and it's essentially a club specifically for new and inexperienced players of Free Enterprise. So I love kind of going, hey, you know, if you like what you see, if it looks fun and you want to learn how to do it, we literally have a club for you. I know this because I have created this club, and it is a great learning opportunity for people that want to dip their toes into this particular randomizer. It's a very straightforward randomizer compared to a lot of the ones out there, where there's a lot of info that they have to consume in a very short time. This has 17 key items, 12 characters, 38 bosses. I'll find out shortly. 34 bosses. I always forget it's 34 or 38. But it's relatively straightforward. And it's a lot of fun, and the community is incredibly welcoming and warm and kind. And when I say welcoming, they welcome pretty much everybody. It's a very, very beautiful community that is just so nice, so kind. Like, I found them pretty early in my speedrunning career, and I'm now a restream lead for Free Enterprise. So it's been fun, and I love promoting these flag sets, especially very beginner-friendly flag sets, like this one, where you just go. You just go and do things super quickly and have a great time. But again, with this community, going back to the shows, the races that we put on, we have an abundance of riches in terms of commentators, particularly commentators that would qualify for the Fatales Discord. Our two kind of people in charge would qualify, for the whole community, would qualify for this Discord. Scala Kitty, Zoe Vermillion, they're great people. So we have an abundance of riches in that regard. Dijon is somebody that I've been friends with for pretty much the whole time I've been a part of Free Enterprise, and she is a great person, and I'm really hopeful, fingers crossed, that I'll be able to showcase this speedrun, this race with her. But right now this is the essentially the key item kind of roll. You get to see where all the key items were hiding in the flag set. So if you missed one, you're like, oh, that's where it was. Heck. So, but yeah, the last thing I can show is once you get to this, you can actually reset your game. I'm gonna have to go back to Earth. So hold, please. and you can go back and show them, or you can allow people to listen to the music again. As soon as you beat the flag set, or the seed, and you see that solar system appear, this triggers on any save on this file. I only have one save because I wasn't thinking. I will pull no punches in that regard. But we are going to swag fly the lunar whale back up to the wonderful kingdom of Troya. We're going to say hi to Bedward as soon as it loads. Alright. So yeah, if need be, we can go back and then get some wonderful harp tunes. I always say hi to Eddie. And just like that. And this is really good for people that, say, played a seed that didn't have a required harp. This one will always have complete Cape Magnus, so we'll always get to hear wonderful music. But yeah, that's Free Enterprise. That's Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer. Again, this is being submitted as a race between myself and the lovely Dijon Ketchup. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I love playing it, and fingers crossed, I don't envy the difficult decisions you'll have to make. There's some fantastic, wonderful, wonderful people in the Fatales community, so I will leave you to it. I'll hit the stop recording button and say same thing I always do myself. Until next time, I love all your faces, hearts, and yeah. Bye!